YouTube world? It's your brother Reza, wrenching in the parking deck. That's what I do almost all day, every day. Unfortunately, sometimes I wrench more than I even really want to because things always need to get fixed. But last night we did the project on the Porsche 996, and I drove it last night, and I drove it to work today, and everything seems to be working fine. But today when I got to work, curiosity got the best of me. I wanted to know why 4 fans failed. Well, actually, not the fans. Why 4 resistors failed. When I got to work today, a coworker and I decided, you know what, we're gonna cut these resistors open and see what's inside them. So let's take a look. Right here, I have 3 different resistors. This one in the center is a OEM Porsche resistor. The one to the right is an aftermarket resistor for the Porsche. And this one to the left is the Amazon resistor that I'm going to be installing on the driver's side of the vehicle this weekend. So when we opened up the OEM resistor, number one thing that we found was sand. The bottom of it was filled from here all the way down, and there was also some at the top as well. And pretty much when we split this, sand started going everywhere. The other thing that we found was ceramic. This is the ceramic insulator that they use to wrap this nichrome wire back and forth, and nichrome has the essential properties of resistance, which make it a resistor. They coiled the nichrome wire around this ceramic piece a couple of times, and that adds a degree of resistance. And there's also this thermal fuse in line with the nichrome wire. And that's pretty much how these resistors work. It's pretty much sand, ceramic, nichrome, and a thermal resistor. So this one, when we opened it, this one was actually still good. What failed on that side of my car was the actual fan. This one right here, the aftermarket resistor, when I pull it out, you'll see that it is in essence, get this thing out of here. It is in essence the same as the OEM resistor. The only difference is this sand, I don't know how, some kind of reason, this sand is like really, really packed on, and it seems to have solidified to some degree on the thermal fuse. But it's basically almost the exact same design as the OEM one. The failure point that we found on the aftermarket resistor was that this spot right here where the nichrome is supposed to be welded to this lead failed. That, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because it got too hot or it cooled too fast or whatever happened, this failed. And I believe that this was the weak link that failed in every fan that I had, because all my fans worked in high speed, but subsequently low speed would fail within 2 days to 3 weeks. So I believe that this resistor is the weak part on the aftermarket fans, and I would hope that the manufacturers would do something to remedy this issue. It's a very simple fix. This is basically the resistor that I'm using in place of these resistors, and I'm shooting this video so I can give you another better look at what I actually did here. So we have a 100 watt 0.5 ohm resistance resistor. We took it and we mounted it to an L bracket, a piece of aluminum L bracket, and we put some silicone dielectric grease in between so that the thermal transfer from this resistor is going to go directly into this aluminum bracket. Then we took some shrink wrap and pretty much just soldered these connections right here. We used a piece of shrink wrap under it, and then we put another shrink wrap on top of shrink wrap after we soldered these points, and then I pretty much did the same things on this end. I stripped it, soldered it, and when I go and actually attach it to my vehicle, I'm going to obviously put solder on here and solder it to my vehicle. So that is pretty much what I have been doing to fix my cooling fan situation. From my experience and what I've done, I figure you have 3 options when it comes to your cooling fans. 1, go OEM. That's the most expensive option, probably the best option, but like I said, it's also the most expensive. If you get the OEM part, just for the resistor, it's about $120 to $170, depending on who you source it from. If you get the resistor and the fan, you're looking at about $400 for each. That is probably your easiest and best option. but installing the fan is it can be kind of tricky. Your second option is just to replace the resistor with the OEM resistor if your fan still works. So what you'll have to do is go under your car and make sure that your high-speed fan is working, and if your low-speed isn't coming on, then you can just replace the factory resistor with another OEM factory resistor that is pretty much plug and play. Not too difficult to do, but you're gonna still spend $100 and something. I went ahead and replaced both of my fans and both of my resistors. My low-speed resistor on the passenger side continuously failed, and that's why I decided to go to an aftermarket resistor. I think that the most cost-effective resolve for this type of scenario would be buy an aftermarket fan and resistor, and if the resistor goes out, just go on Amazon and buy yourself a resistor for $5 and install it. It's not very difficult to do. It's a little hard to do upside down in the dark, but it's a very easy job, and in the end, you'll save yourself a couple of dollars and keep your car rolling down the road. Now, if you have fans that work and your resistors are bad, you're not getting your low-speed fans cut on, I would definitely get this Amazon resistor and just put this in line and save myself $100 something. If you want to do everything, then that's you in your pocket. So I'll put the link in the description for the Amazon resistor that I use, and I'll also put the link for the aftermarket fan and resistor. And so whichever fix you choose, the choice is yours. This is your boy Reza, wrenching in the parking deck, or Reza. People at work still can't figure out my name. My name is technically Reza. Check out our YouTube channel, KRT LYFE, and that's LYFE with a Y. You can subscribe right here, or maybe it's even over there. It depends on where my wife decides to put the subscribe button. And if you see me out in the streets wrenching in your parking deck, or even a parking lot like I was doing the other day, holla at your boy.